Baltimore, a city reeling from decades of drug wars. On its gritty streets, young Xavier Johnson, later known as Lil X, came of age. Born in 1990, Johnson grew up amid the high-rise projects and stoop-lined blocks of southwest Baltimore.
Man, Baltimore really be having no alleyways. Look at that shit. It's just straight townhouses with no gaps, no nothing.
Authorities later described places like Cherry Hill as being terrorized for years by gangs selling heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Into this world of entrenched poverty and crime, Xavier found a voice through rap. By the mid-2010s, Johnson had adopted the stage name Lil X and begun recording music about the life he knew. His lyrics painted a raw picture of Baltimore street life, detailing his rough life in southwest Baltimore. In 2016, he even gained notice from the Atlanta-based label 300 Entertainment. These early tracks, boasting of drugs, money, and survival, earned him underground buzz. He styled himself as Lil X, the South Baltimore Godfather, a persona that blended his hometown roots. Social media and YouTube videos show Lil X flaunting luxury cars and stacks of cash. To local fans, he was a gritty, authentic voice, real lyrically, reflecting a world they knew.
Niggas say X can't come in the hood. The fuck is they geeking for, man? My niggas love me, man. X can't come in the hood, Will. Ain't crazy, man. You feel wise. Not big Baltimore murder lab, man.
In early 2017, Lil
It be these same niggas going to jail, getting shot, and getting snitched on. Do your homework.
X's life nearly ended when he was shot multiple times in broad daylight on the streets of South Baltimore. The shooting left
Where at? In his exact hood. And look at his teeth. What is in his mouth? Hold on. All that stacks of money you had, you can't go get some teeth, dog? Your shit bogus. I ain't gonna hold you.
him hospitalized for weeks and forced him into months of rehabilitation. Rumors spread quickly through the city.
Shit
Some said
baggy.
it was a robbery gone wrong. Others claimed it was the result of simmering street beefs. Lil X himself would later mention the shooting in his music, making it clear he wasn't hiding and that it happened out in the open for everyone to see. Surviving the attack only fueled his reputation on the streets. Not long after his recovery in 2018,
How much crack did he pass out for everybody to just stand here like this? How much crack did he pass out, y'all? Ain't no way you just get all them fiends out there like this. He tripping. This really evil when you think about why you just got crackheads outside like. Hey, this what you chose to do with your life, bro? If this was your last day on earth, this how you was living it? That shit ridiculous.
surviving the attack only fueled his reputation on the streets. Not long after his recovery in 2018, Lil X found himself locked in a heated feud with another South Baltimore rapper, Whiny Sosa, a beef that played out in diss tracks, threats, and rumors of more violence simmering just below the surface.
Huffin, what you on my dick for, yo?
Oh my God, bro. Why is it?
Real shit, yo. What you on my dick for, yo? You ready to drop a song or something?
You getting on here talking about the wrong shit? Where your paperwork at? Where you trying to hear all that?
Where my paperwork?
Where your paperwork or something? Show it.
paperwork to what?
You getting locked up. Where's the police report? Something, show it.
Fuck you mean, show my what you want me to show you my paperwork? Or the what? You act like I went to court or something.
You got arrested?
What did you say?
Where's your
How
arrested?
You've been out for 10 years and ain't go to jail
You
yet.
can look, see, you sound like the police right now.
What did you talking?
He want to see his paperwork like it's a trophy, like he got a championship ring or something. Like, what is you worried about another man going to jail for? You happy over that? That excites you? That build up that energy? Boy, your ass tripping.
Like the police right now. We not doing
Man,
nothing.
listen, fuck all that clown ass shit. What did you on got? Yo?
Oh, man, I'm
What
gone,
you got
man.
in your mouth for, yo?
Man, you gone, man. I'm gone. Go ahead, on live. Start your own live. Start your own live.
But while all eyes were on
He
the
talking about
beef and the
start your
music,
own live.
something bigger was moving in the
Ah,
background.
yeah.
State prosecutors would later reveal that Lil X wasn't just making music. He was building a new drug empire behind the scenes.
Did he just let a fiend kiss him though? Whoa. Hey. Nah, you
The
can't let the
music.
crackhead kiss
Something
on you.
weird was
That's
moving in the
nuts.
background. State prosecutors would later
On
reveal that
video?
Lorex wasn't just making music, he was building a new drug empire behind
No
the scenes.
Sirskis.
By 2018, Xavier Johnson was identified as the undisputed leader of the network, providing funding, clout, and connections to keep the entire operation running. In court, prosecutors called it an illegal enterprise and said Law X's rap career was the perfect cover. This was a major operation built on different layers, each person playing a part to keep the whole thing moving. There were street level distributors out on the corners handling sales and making sure the product reached the customers. Trusted lieutenants managed crews, handed down orders, and kept everything organized. Stash house managers were in charge of hiding the drugs, the money, and the guns, making sure nothing got left out in the open. The drivers kept the operation connected, transporting everything and everyone without catching any heat. Every piece mattered. That's how the network stayed strong day after day.
Damn, do y'all homework on the whole staff. That nigga got a whole staff. They having safety meetings, HR, and all.
The
Like,
organization,
how that
simply
boy get
called the
HR?
Enterprise, and court documents were scattered across Baltimore City. Its members were often Johnson's friends and family, lookouts, drivers, and street dealers who followed his orders. High-ranking lieutenants ran day-to-day operations, while Lil X moved in and out of the shadows. Investigators noted that Johnson routinely flew between Baltimore and Los Angeles, balancing studio sessions and drug deals on both coasts. At the Enterprise's core were stash houses, seemingly innocent apartments in downtown Baltimore, rented by operatives. Johnson himself ordered these safe houses. One press report describes how he directed a crew member to lease apartment 408 at 300 St. Paul Place, a waterfront high-rise near the Inner Harbor. Inside that apartment, deputies found heavy evidence of the trade: 2 kilograms of fentanyl, a handgun, and drug packaging material. In fact, prosecutors say Johnson's crew maintained multiple stash houses around the city, all
Got
stocked
to.
with kilos of fentanyl, packaged heroin, and firearms. Nearly all of the drugs they moved proved to be deadly fentanyl, or a mix of fentanyl with other opioids. According to Maryland's Attorney General, these quantities of fentanyl alone could kill 4 million people, enough to cripple the entire Baltimore metro area.
Oh my lord. They said he on goddamn evil sciences type status. Hold on. You got the power to take out 4 million people? Golly.
In music videos and on social media, Lorex openly bragged about this life. He and his associates used the internet to broadcast, promote, and advertise their hustle. Johnson had turned his persona into a criminal brand. Even his rap stage name doubled as the gang's nickname. For outsiders, it may have looked like a flashy rap career, but police say every lyric was real to his streets. Meanwhile, the Enterprise quietly supplied drugs to dozens of dealers throughout Baltimore. Veteran detectives compared Lorex's outfit to other famous city crews. Not an unorganized mob, but a tightly run operation that recalled the notorious Hillside gang that once terrorized Cherry Hill with heroin and violence. Johnson's empire only grew after early 2019. One high-profile member was Gerald G.J. Brown, a former Frederick Douglass High basketball star. Brown helped run one downtown stash house, but tragedy would follow. According to prosecutors, Brown said he was not going to go down after police raided that apartment, and days later, on June 7, 2019, Brown was shot and killed. In West Baltimore, Brown's murder was later listed by investigators as one of the gang's known violent acts. By late 2019, Johnson's group had attracted intense law enforcement attention. An eviction notice in November 2019 led sheriff's deputies to discover large amounts of fentanyl hidden inside a tenant's home. This was the key that unlocked the case. Over months of wiretaps and undercover buys, state and federal investigators mapped out the Enterprise's network. They watched Lil X make pickup runs, oversee stash house swaps, and order deliveries.
Man, what's up with this
Officers
fentanyl
located
run
Lil
y'all
X's
on?
signature broad
I'd rather y'all just go back to crack at this point. Shit. Motherfuckers was at least living to be old. I seen some old crackheads now.
broadcasts of gang signs, cryptic messages on Instagram coincided with raids and drug drops. Then, in October 2020, the net finally closed in. In a major raid reported by TV News, detectives arrested Xavier Johnson along with 18 alleged members of his crew on a 42-count indictment. They seized stacks of cash, 9 kilograms of fentanyl, heroin, and multiple handguns, Johnson was charged under Maryland's new anti-gang laws as the leader of the conspiracy. Overnight, the South Baltimore Godfather's free reign was over. Baltimore streets had seen many player-turned-poets, but Lil X's story was stranger than fiction. As police gathered evidence, the line between rap and crime blurred into one chilling tale of ambition and betrayal.
Feeling good today. We in the trap. You know my pop, boo. Whatever you pull out, you can have it, boo. Just pull everything out. I ain't even gonna look. Pull it out. She got my belt. 10. You can have
What?
it.
Whatever I could. Man, I'm taking your whole pocket. Fuck it. I'm taking the whole thing, boy. I want the whole loaf. Need that. That's like Halloween when they used to leave them bowls out. Take one. What? And we taking the whole bucket too. Give me the bowl too. What you talking about?
Go in my pocket, pull out one bill, you can have it. Just one bill. You pull out more than one bill, you can have it. Go ahead. Go in my pocket, pull out one bill, you can have it. Just one bill. One bill, you can have it. One bill.
I ain't gonna lie, this some freaky weird shit. Why you want men digging in your pocket though? What is he doing? What is bro doing, dog?
It's out one bill, boy. Just go. This. You feeling good? We get back to the community. They just go in my pocket. Pull out one bill. Pull out more than one bill. 10. Oh, excuse me. All right. You feeling good in the trenches today? Yeah.
Violence and armed showdowns followed. In December 2019,
My boy just handed out $35 talking about we.
Johnson was
Ah!
observed giving drugs to a lieutenant, Tyree Holmes, and later that day, 2 of Holmes' crew were arrested with 150 fentanyl capsules and a handgun in South Baltimore. In January 2020, one gang member, Dante Jones, led police on a high-speed chase. He drove a car full of drugs at over 40 fents, crashing through curbs and trying to dump fentanyl capsules out the window before being stopped. Just weeks later, after another stash house raid, Johnson reportedly handed a pistol to an associate, a teenager named Jamontaz Mitchell, and then both men fled into the building to hide. These incidents showed Johnson's crew using firearms and daring escapes to protect their operation. By early 2020, police pressure intensified. On March 7, 2020, officers executed multiple search warrants on locations tied to Johnson's gang. At one address, 2801 Mulberry Street, an associate named Terry Jones was found with a stolen handgun and thousands of dollars in drug sales cash. In the same sweep, another stash site at 2819 Mulberry yielded 4.7 kilograms of drugs, mostly fentanyl mixtures, along with hazmat suits and drug packaging equipment. These raids exposed just how large
They had
the drug
hazmat
enterprise
suits?
was, with leaders handling
Hold
weapons,
on, they trying to go
cocaine,
official
and
on
vast
them.
amounts of fentanyl. In July 2020, Maryland authorities charged Johnson and 18 others in a 42-count indictment for gang and drug crimes. The court papers detailed the violent and drug acts above as part of the conspiracy. Notably, no one was charged with murder, even though Brown's killing is described as an overt act of the gang. In September 2023, Johnson pleaded guilty to leading the gang and to drug distribution charges. By early 2024, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison, with most time suspended for his role in the fentanyl operation. Nearly all of his co-defendants also pleaded guilty or were convicted of related crimes, bringing many terms of incarceration for the enterprise members. In late 2023 and early 2024, the long-running Lorex case reached its climax. In September 2023, Xavier Lorex Johnson quietly pleaded guilty in Baltimore Circuit Court to leading a drug and gang conspiracy. Under a negotiated deal, Judge Lawrence Daniels agreed to impose a 40-year term with 25 years suspended, effectively meaning Johnson would serve about 15.
I ain't gonna lie, prison gonna age you, boy. Look how old
Pleaded
bro
guilty in
got.
Baltimore Circuit Court to
He
leading a
turned to an old head. Look, bro done turned to an old head in that mother.
drug and
Man,
gang
what?
conspiracy. Under a negotiated deal, Judge Lawrence Daniels agreed to impose a 40-year term with 25 years suspended, effectively meaning Johnson would serve about 15 years. Crucially, the judge bound himself to that agreement with the first 10 years of incarceration without parole, but warned Johnson that he would have 25 years hanging over his head as a contingency. The plea also left open a legal twist. Johnson retained the right to appeal an earlier ruling about tainted evidence in the case. His original attorney, Kenneth Ravenel, had argued that a deputy lied on a search affidavit. Ravenel's later disgrace, he lost his license after a federal conviction, led to a new attorney and the plea deal. On February 13, 2024, the courtroom was tense. Judge Daniels recounted Johnson's central role in the Southwest Baltimore fentanyl network and the gang's overt acts, including a 2019 murder, before announcing the sentence. He imposed 40 years, but immediately suspended the bulk, so Johnson would only serve 15 years. Daniels even turned quip
That
into
boy
threat.
almost caught a
He's
40
going to have
piece.
25 years hanging over his head, he said. The
No
judge leaned in
sauce.
to address Johnson directly. I gotta tell you, Mr. Johnson, if you so much as spit on the sidewalk, I'll give you all of it. In those moments, Lorex himself spoke. He apologized, promised change, and vowed to use any second chance for good. After the verdict,
On me, that 40 years make you turn into Martin Luther King.